new showcase, because the last one is now outdated because I've changed some stuff. This is for my Infinity Utilities mod. No, it is not publicly available. Just gonna put that out there right now. But anyways, to start off, there's a few required mods. You have to have Tinker's Construct, and you also need a mod called Dimension Teleport. And then obviously Tinker's Construct requires Mantle, so you'll need those. But to start off with, you're gonna need the Supply of Blazing Blood, because that's what you have to use to melt stuff in this mod. So, in the Nether, you can find Uru ore. When you break it, it'll drop a raw Uru, and the raw Uru can be melted, and can only be melted into molten Uru, which you can then cast into different things. Yeah, like the block and the ingot and stuff. But yeah, so what you'll need to do is make an Uru pickaxe, which is made like this right here. And the rods, you need a rod cast from Tinker's Construct. Once you have that, you then need to make Gold Uru alloy, which you make by just combining Uru and gold. But you then need to pour 2 blocks of that over an Uru pickaxe, and you'll get the gold one. But stepping away from that, we're going to go to some of the other stuff that you can make before getting that. So, if you want this scythe or this sword, you'll have to do this process here. So you'll have to make the wood versions of all the parts, which you then turn into casts. And the casts, you pour some amount of Gold Uru blocks in to make the pieces, the different parts. And the parts you just combine in the crafting table. But as you can see, there's little slots in these. So we'll get to what you can do with that once we get past that. But another thing you can make using Uru sword hilt, you can make the Uru sword, and if you make 2 of them, you can put them together to make double sword. But you can also make a lightsaber hilt. So this one is quite complicated. So to make it, you need all these, which are all made with some amount of Uru, netherite, and other stuff. And then we'll get to that again once we're past that. So this right here is the Gauntlet cast. This is how you make the Infinity Gauntlet, which is right here. But you can't actually make this. So what you have to do is trade with a Weaponsmith. Forgot the name of the villager. But yeah, so you have to get this guy up to master level, and then he'll sell you the gauntlet cast for a very high price. And I will just cut to me making that trade. Okay, traded the villager up. So you see right here is his trade. So you've got the 5. So normally it's 5 blocks of emerald, but once you've done this much trading, he's gonna discount it. And he only does the trade once per restock. So you can't just bulk buy these. But his services are no longer needed. Alright. Then we have the armor here. So the armor is just a combination of gold uru alloy ingots and black wool. Pretty simple, but each piece is 1 armor point higher than netherite. I will say, all 3 armor sets in this mod are not compatible with skins that have secondary layers or 3D parts. That's why the skin I'm using right now is completely flat. So just keep that in mind. You can also make the Cosmirod, which if you don't know, is the weapon that Ronin used in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Also, this counts as a pickaxe. And these are definitely necessary. It's the Uru Chisel and Uru Inscribing Needle. Those will be very necessary for this. So, going back to Gold Uru Pickaxe, with that you can mine Fractalum. So Fractalum will drop itself, which you first have to blast into scrap, and then melt into ingots. So that one has a couple steps to it. But once you get a block of it, you can then upgrade your Gold Uru Alloy Pickaxe into a Fractalum one, which will allow you to mine these. But another couple things you can do with Fractalum, now that you have that, so you can make fractal slates using 2 of any type of stone, 2 Fractalum ingots, and an Uru Chisel. Now, the Chisel and Inscribing Needle, whenever you use them for a recipe, they just take durability damage. They don't actually get consumed. And then empty Infinity Pistol, which is honestly kind of one of the more lackluster parts of the mod, but we'll get to it either way. Okay, so with the Fractalum Pickaxe, you can mine these. So these are the deposits. Now, they are affected by fortune. Which reminds me, Uru ore is also affected by fortune. Forgot to mention that before. But yeah, so these are affected by fortune, and they drop these fragments. 4 fragments make a shard, and you also need to use a fragment to make a rune. 8 shards around a rune makes the corresponding Infinity Stone. So that's kind of the wall that's going on here. You got your fragment to shards, and then you got your runes. Yeah. Then we have the Tesseract, which I still have yet to add a recipe to. I keep forgetting about that. But anyway, Tesseract is going to be you pour a block of molten glass over the Space Stone. I just keep forgetting to actually do it. But regardless, it allows you to use the Space Stone's abilities without having to put it in something else, like a weapon or gauntlet. But yeah, and with the Infinity Stones, you can get these. So, the way that you get them... So this is a common occurrence throughout the mod for the Infinity Stones, is right-click inserting. So for the Cosmi-Rod, you put the stone in your offhand, hold the Cosmi-Rod, and then right-click. And that gets you this one here. While held, gives you resistance 3 and haste. It also has the most attack damage of all of the Cosmi-Rods. But the one that has the most attack speed is the time one, having the same attack speed as a pickaxe. But yeah, and they all do different things. Like, holding the soul one gives you regeneration. And the reality one, I'm pretty sure it has a lifesteal effect, if I remember correctly. But with the Infinity Stones, you can also surround a empty Infinity Pistol to make this here. You can see why it's kind of a lackluster feature in the mod. It doesn't really deal that much damage either. But the more interesting thing is this here. The Infinity Gauntlet. So something you can do with the Infinity Gauntlet and the stones, you can gather them in the order that Thanos did. And it does have to be in the order that Thanos did it. So if you take the power one... Oh, I'm in creative, so it doesn't work right. Volume warning right here. I still need to find a better sound for that. But yeah, so, wearing the full Infinity Gauntlet, you have Strength 10, Resistance 4, Regeneration 10, and Soul Health. Soul Health increases your health to a total of 100. So, yeah, it'll be very hard to kill someone that has an Infinity Gauntlet on. Also, something to keep in mind, if you watch my hearts, you'll see the number went down when I took the gauntlet off, but the hearts are still green. So, that's a bug, but it's a bug with Minecraft. It's nothing that I can fix. You just have to right-click one of the gauntlets to reset it. Just deals 1 magic damage. So then we have the Infinity Ultron armor. So this is not from the movies, this is from a YouTube series called What If? And it's essentially if Ultron got the rest of the Infinity Stones. So this, you can see, gives you quite a few effects, but does not increase your health. But you will be a lot more mobile. But yeah, and then we have Dwarvish Alloy. Dwarvish Alloy is a combination of molten obsidian, molten iron, and molten netherite. And with that, you can make empty Omni Gauntlet. by pouring 5 blocks of it over a compressed infinity ingot. Compressed infinity ingot is you take your full infinity gauntlet and you put it in a blast furnace. I know, it's very weird. I couldn't think of any other way to do it though. But another thing you can do is make an infinity generator. So this is quite expensive, using 4 blocks of the Dwarvish alloy and a nether star, but for good reason, because you can insert any infinity stone and it'll generate energy. So you can see this is the GUI here. So these are your indicators for the power. It fills up this one first, bottom to top, and then it does this one. And this is just an indicator light saying that whatever you put in the slot is recognized properly. Because you can even put the Tesseract in here. But if I put in the Power Stone, so the Mind Stone is... it generates the least amount of energy, with the Power Stone generating the most. Tesseract is in between power and space. So if I chuck this in here, you can see it starts filling up with energy. Now, I forget exactly how much energy each stone gives, or how much this thing holds. Oh yeah, and there's a particle for the stone that's in there as well. And if I take it out, it disappears, and put in a different one. Light turns a different color, different particle. I wanted to have it with like a beam that comes out of the top of it, like the old Infinity Craft mod, but unfortunately there's not really a way to do that. I mean, not without actual coding anyway. I do not have the patience for that. So, Infinity Cores. The Infinity Cores are 5 of whatever stone with 4 of the matching colored glass. And with that, you can make an infinity beacon frame. So the infinity beacon frame, if you right-click a core into it, it inserts the core and gives effects in a 32 block radius in all directions. You shift right-click to take it back out. Something to note, if you're in survival, you can pick this up just fine. However, if there's a core in it, you won't be able to break it at all. Once a core is in it, it's unable to be broken until the core is taken out. But yeah, so most of these give effects, but this one is a bit different, the reality one. So this one duplicates whatever block it is on top of. So if I replace the block down here with wood, turns into wood. Quartz pillar, quartz pillar. It even keeps the rotation. Yeah, see? But another thing you can do is fill the Omni Gauntlet. And this one, when you put it on, brings you up to 160 health. Because you have Soul Health 2, Jump Boost 4, Speed 3, Strength, I believe 20. It just doesn't show the number. Resistance 4, Regeneration 10. So far more mobile than the Infinity Ultron armor. And again, to fix the health problem, you just right click. So another thing that you can do, instead of doing the Omni Gauntlet, you can also do the Infinity Glove. So the Infinity Glove is from the comic books. Same with this armor set here. It's just that armor plus more like blocks of Uru and stuff. But to fill this, you have to make the Infinity Gems, which look like they're mismatched because, I mean, this is the power gem, but it's red. That's because that's how they were in the comic books. In the comic books, power gem was red, space was purple, reality was yellow, soul was green, time was orange, and mind was blue. But yeah, and then you just craft it all together. And that makes the Infinity Glove, which brings you to 220 health, gives you saturation, which none of the other things did. So with this one on, you'd never have to eat. But yeah, soul health 3, water breathing, I think that's like luck 20, strength, resistance, resistance 10, regeneration 10, fire resistance. So this one literally makes you invincible because of the resistance 10. But it doesn't give you any mobility bonuses either. But yeah, and then, in the end, you can find Iridium. So Iridium just drops itself, and that just melts into an ingot. So, no fortune applies to this. But the Radiant Gauntlet is from an Infinity Crystal, which is the Omni Gauntlet in a Blast Furnace, and 5 blocks of Iridium. So this one is interesting because most of the other gauntlets have pretty limited abilities, and I'll get into the abilities in, like, at the end. I'll go through all of the abilities. But the Radiant Gauntlets are a bit different. So they also use the cores over here, but they can only accept one at a time. But yeah, so like this is the one for power. But the idea of the Radiant Gauntlets is that you're able to use, basically implies that Infinity Gauntlet, Omni Gauntlet, and the Glove are not able to use the full potential of the stones, but these are. And obviously there's one for each Infinity Stone. But then there's also the Ultimate Gauntlet, which is by combining all 6 of the Radiant Gauntlets and 3 blocks of Iridium. But yeah, so like certain ones, like Reality, projectile deflection. Kind of a misleading name, honestly, because it's really actually projectile destruction. Because what it does is when a projectile gets within a 5-block radius of you while you have this potion effect, it'll just delete the projectile. But yeah, so the Ultimate Gauntlet is just all of these combined with the abilities. Yeah, this one brings you up to 340 health. but it does not give you saturation. Although with that level of regeneration, I don't think it matters. Because I'm pretty sure that's regeneration 20. I have to do the right click for that as well. There we go. Yeah, I have to apply the right click thing to that. That'll be pretty easy to do. But yeah, so now we can go through abilities. So, there's a lot of keybinds in this mod. Here we go. There are all these colored ones. So it'll be fairly easy to see them at least. So, Infinity Gauntlet. Let's see. We'll do Power Stone first. So, Power Blast on 2. So, Power Blast, if I put down a cow, kills it. If I put down a Ravager, takes quite a few more hits. It really depends. Okay. So let me just unbind all those. Alright, so Space Stone is X and C. So, C just teleports you. It plays that sound and the particles at both locations. But another one you can do is this one here. Puts you in spectator mode for roughly 10 seconds. I think it's like 5 to 10 seconds, somewhere around there. And then puts you back in whatever game mode you were in previously. So, pretty useful for getting around. But then reality. So 7 and 8. So reality allows you to look at a block and hit 7. And it'll say what block you copied. And then hit 8. But something you can also do is if you crouch and hit 8, it'll do a whole area. Now, air is obviously not replaceable for this. Oh, that was the wrong key. But yeah, and you see it'll also do the floor. So it's a pretty big area. It is kind of an odd radius, because it does... Let me see here. I stand more in the middle of this. Yeah, that's the radius there. So it's a bit weird. So it'll put this 6x6 square on the ground slightly northwest of where you are. Because you'll be standing right here. So, bit weird positioning, but not much I can really do about it. There we go. I accidentally hit the copy button a bunch. But yeah, so that's what that does. Oh, however, certain things can't be copied. Like this here. Also can't be replaced. Basically, whatever can't be copied can't be replaced. So, keep that in mind. It's mainly stuff from the Infinity Utilities mod that can't be duplicated. For, you know, balancing reasons. Okay, Soulstone is purely passive, so it doesn't have any keybinds. But, suppose we can do 3. So 3 switches it to whatever time it is currently not. Yep. However, I will have to go /time, add 1 tick. There we go. Its detection is a little weird. So, when you hit it, it sets the time, say it's night, and you hit the key, it sets the time to day, but you have to wait for it to progress 1 tick before you can do it again. Because I'm pressing the key right now, and it's not doing anything. But if it was 1 tick further, with that command that I just did that I did before, then it would switch it. So, it's a bit weird. It's fine in single player, or like as long as you have daylight cycle on, it'll work perfectly fine. You won't even notice that. It's just, I have daylight cycle turned off in this world, so, a bit weird. Alright, so, 6. 6 puts this little cloud around you that follows your cursor. It also goes like underground and crap too. But what that does is it allows you to pick up mobs. So if I put a few cows here, hit 6, you see I can pick them up and move them around. Or I can also do that. This one is a little weird, because if you hold the key and open your inventory, you can let go of the key, and then you'll just be doing it until you hit the key again. Because it does it through a potion effect. It's the only way I can figure out how to do a toggle. Or, not a toggle, a key that you hold down. So what it does is when you press the key, it gives you the potion effect. When you let go of the key, it removes it from you. But by opening your inventory and then letting go, it won't recognize that you let go of it. So, bit weird. Alright. And then, yeah, snap 4. So what the snap does is, if I go ahead and just separate from my body real quick, FreeCam mod, and then I hit, what was it again? 4. Gives you an advancement first time you did it, but also puts this in the chat message, in the chat. And that does show up for everyone on the server as well, because that's actually using the tell raw command. But that ability has a 5-minute cooldown. So if I just do effect clear me and snap cooldown, it'll also tell you above your hotbar when you're able to do it again. And then the last ability that it has is to remove the last stone. So you can take out the stones one by one. For whatever reason. So, that was the normal Infinity Gauntlet. Then we have, let's see, Omni Gauntlet, that one, and then all of these ones. There we go, okay. So, Omni Gauntlet is basically the same abilities as the normal Infinity Gauntlet. But this one, I believe... No, still... same time for the snap cooldown. I think this one's mainly just like health and mobility increase. Infinity Gauntlet weapons, glove, radiant ultimate, yeah. So this one's just the same as normal. In terms of the active abilities, it's just the passives that are different. But then we've got this one. So this is the Infinity Glove. So this one has different abilities, as you can see down here. It's like it does not have this space teleport, it has this one. It does not have day-night toggle, it has this one. And then it does not have those, it has these. Does not have that. So let me see. So 2, 4, 6, and X. X, 2, 4, 6. Yeah. Okay, good to know. Infinity Glove has none of the normal gauntlet abilities. It's just these ones. So 3, 7, 8, and C. Hold on, what was 3? Oh, 3's time stop. Okay. Yeah, that one's not helpful without a mob. So let me grab... let's see, what's a really fast mob? Meh, Husk will work. Alright. So, Husk. He'll realize I'm here eventually. There we go, Jesus. If I hit 3, he becomes ridiculously slow. Because he has the time freeze potion effect. Doesn't completely freeze them, unfortunately, but it does stop most of their motion. Alright. So the teleport one is basically the same thing as the previous teleport, but this one only does the particles and sound at the point you left, instead of at both the point you left and the destination, like the other one. Then I need you and you. So now, yeah, so 7, well, not 7 by default, but you can duplicate the item you're holding. You can also duplicate the amount of the item you're holding. So I'm at 1, now I'm at 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, now it's giving me full stacks. And what you can do is hit the other one to make the item you're holding unbreakable. There we go. And I need that. There, okay. So now, Radiant Gauntlet of Power is supposed to have... Alright. Forgot about that. Okay. But yeah, so... Same abilities as the power one. There is going to be an additional one eventually, which will explode on impact. Just haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, so this one gives you a bit of jump boost. Still have both of those. But with this, you also have this. So this is why you need the Dimension Teleport mod. So let me switch to creative for this. So if we do 0, 70, 0, Minecraft, the end. We're now in the end. And if I do 888 Minecraft Overworld, now we're back. Oh. All these item frames are gone. No idea what happened there. Okay, so this one gives projectile reflections. If I go summon pillager, you can see the projectiles just get deleted. There we go. But yeah, so this is supposed to have a, oh wait, no, that's because this one has these two. So the reality one does not have the block copying, it has these ones. So it duplicates the held item and does the unbreakable. I forgot about that. But it also does another thing. So just creative real quick, just grab a ton of husk spawn eggs. If I spawn a bunch of husks, I can hit M to make them all float. And eventually they'll fall down. Yep, like that. Soul one brings you up to 280 health, so not as much as the comic book gauntlet, the glove, but still very high amount. But yeah, so this one does not have any actives, because I literally don't know what I could put as actives for Soul. So time, I believe, also has the time stop ability from this. Put that on B. Yep, it does. There we go. Yeah, and then I don't think it has the toggle day-night thing. Oh, but what it does have is if you hit J, it'll set your spawn point. So that could be very helpful. If I could, I'd have it so that that also did like a player-specific keep inventory, but that is way too complicated for me to do. So this one, yeah, it still has the lift. Let's see here. Yeah, seems that's about it for the mind one. But if we come down and grab the ultimate one, this one gets you up to the full 340, like the comic book gauntlet. And this one basically has every ability in the mod. Except the block duplication. So it doesn't let you duplicate blocks, I don't think. But certain things are also in this screen here. Yeah. So this one is not as many keybinds. Because stuff like the snap, time stop, levitation, loop, unbreakable, like stuff that you have to aim, obviously it lets you do as keybinds. But a lot of the stuff is done in here. But this one, no, still has 5-minute cooldown. But yeah, so this one does a lot of stuff with this screen. But yeah, that is Infinity Utilities. Let me know what I can add to the other Radiant Gauntlets. Because Power's basically done. I just have one more ability that I want to add to it. I just haven't gotten there yet. Space is guaranteed done right now. Same with reality. So I need ability ideas for soul and mind. Just one for mind, but two for soul. And they have to be like active things that I could use as either attacks or as some sort of advantage for me. Or like for the user, you know? But yeah, and as a final note, many of these textures and models not made by me. Cannot take credit for that.